Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen wa salatu wa salamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursaleen nabiyyina Muhammadi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'een amma ba'du. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh and welcome to our FiqHour. I know the timing is not perfect. My son was explaining to me, he said, Abaji, it might be better to do this just before Asr time or before Iftar time because this is going to be very close for people at their Tarawih time, which is right, absolutely is right. But I have programs before us, after Asr rather, so it's proving to be difficult on so many levels. So we're just going to see how it goes. If obviously it proves to be difficult, then I'm just going to knock it on the head for a short while, inshallah, because I don't think there's any other way. The other option is that we do it after Asr, possibly. I don't know, because after Tarawih becomes very difficult as well. So, I think what might be useful is that I focus pretty much on a theme and go through a theme rather than sort of open the Q&A because of the timing. But there has been some questions that have come in, so let me see if I can pick those questions up. Assalamu alaikum. If one forgets to recite a surah after Surah Al-Fatiha and bends down to go into Ruku, but they haven't touched their knees yet or bent their knees, do they stand back up again or go into Ruku? Well, it doesn't seem as though they've gone into Ruku. It says, and bends down to go into Ruku, but they haven't touched their knees or bent their knees. So if their knees haven't bent and all they've done is tilted the head a little bit, then they would return to standing. What is it required to wash with water after discharge comes out? If it's a little bit, can it just be wiped off with a tissue? I'm not sure what this means. But yes, if wiping removes the discharge, then that will suffice. The opinion of Laylat al-Qadr being outside Ramadan, is that also from Hadith? Not that I can recollect. I don't think there's such Hadith which supports that. I think it's more a case of the understanding from the verses of the Quran. Is it correct that the Huris in Jannah are human? Not that I can think of. I don't know. There doesn't seem to be much clarity on who they are. It seems more than anything that they're not human, that they're a special creation created in Jannah. That would be my understanding from the text. Okay, so that's those questions. Let's see if there's anything that's come on the gents group. Nothing on the gents group. Great. Today, alhamdulillah, I just saw the poster. I had the privilege of going to Masjid al-Hidayah or al-Hidayah Academy, as it's referred to, which is quite some distance away. And we managed to, alhamdulillah, meet the community there. And I don't know how to exit now. Goodness me. Oops, there's it. Let me press exit. There we go. And I managed to meet the community there, did a short lecture today after Asr, and I will be there every Sunday, inshallah, to do so. But yeah, what I'll do, because as I said, the timing is difficult. If you've got any questions, please do put them up. But what I'll do is I'll maybe focus a little bit more on the themes from now on, inshallah. Didn't have chance today. It's been a busy day. I've been rushing around a little bit. And then because BD 13 is quite some distance from my house, it did take some time to drive there. And then obviously getting back was a little bit late. And Sundays, alhamdulillah, my eldest daughter and her husband come over. So I spend a little bit of family time. So I don't really get much chance then to jump onto anything apart from breakfast, pray Maghrib, eat something, and then rush upstairs. So it's all a bit rushy, trying to squeeze all these fiqh hours in. Assalamu alaikum. Islam, would it be wrong if one believed that Huris are human? Not really, because as I said, it's not one of those sort of tenets of faith where it's absolutely necessarily binding upon. My understanding is that they are another creature that's created, because it does mention the women of the world and it mentions the Hur as though they're two separate entities. So that's my understanding of it, and my reading of it is that's what my reading of it is, inshallah. So yeah, so please do fire some questions in. I'll give a few minutes for the questions to come in, and otherwise what I'll do is I need to be a little bit better prepared. I'll try. What I'll do tomorrow, inshallah, I'll sit down and I'll work the themes out for the remaining 9-10 days. I'll write them on the paper, so at least I have them, and then I can go through them, inshallah, because now my next bayan isn't till Wednesday in Masjid Bilal, so I've got a few days to sort things out in, inshallah. So yeah, as I said, if you have any questions, please do fire them on, inshallah. I think that's all that I had on the Markaz al-Iftar. Yeah, so it seems obviously because of the timing now, we're going to get less people being free at this time, because usually this is the time when people are getting ready for Tarawih. Can you please talk about the opinion of Laylat al-Qadr in the Quranic ayah? Yeah, we can do. I think which, if I can get a useful mushaf, which tafsir would be ideal for that. Let me see. Let me check this one. See how much detail has been put in here. My eyes aren't that good nowadays, alhamdulillah. Surah At-Tariq, there we go. Ash-Shams. Surah At-Takathur. Surah Zalzala. Surah Bayyinah. So let's have a quick look at this. So Surah Al-Qadr. سميت سورة القدر أي العزم والشرف تسمية لها بصفة ليلة القدر الذي أنزل الله فيها القرآن فقال سبحانه إنا أنزلناه في ليلة القدر أي في ليلة عظيمة القدر والشرف. So he starts the Mufassir. He says, indeed we revealed it on the night of power, meaning in a great night of Qadr and honor. أمر الله تعالى في سورة العلق نبيه عليه الصلاة والسلام بقراءة القرآن باسم ربه الذي خلق. Allah has ordered in Surah Al-Alaq, يعني اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق خلق الإنسان من علق, يعني the clot. So Allah has ordered in Surah Al-Alaq his Prophet عليه الصلاة والسلام by reciting the Quran by the name of his Rabb who has created. وَاسْمُ الَّذِي عَلَّمَ الْإِنسَانَ مَا لَمْ يَعْلَمْ, and by the name of that being who has taught man what he did not know. ثُمَّ أَبَانَ فِي هَذِهِ السُّورَةِ ذَمَنَ الْبَدْءِ فِي نُزُولِ الْقُرْآنِ. Then he discusses in this surah the time of the initiation of the revelation of the Quran. وَهُوَ لَيْلَةُ الْقَدْرِ, and that was the night of power. ذَاتُ الشَّرْفِ or Rafiq, that is the night of great honor, of exaltedness, of great power, al-ali, or superiority, بسبب نزول القرآن, because of the revelation of the Quran in it. تحدثت هذه سورة المكية عن تاريخ بدء نزول القرآن الكريم. This surah is a Makki surah, yani it was revealed during the pre-Hijrah period. وعن فضل ليلة القدر على سائر الأيام والليالي والشهور, and also it discusses the excellent, sorry I missed a bit, and regarding the date of the initiation of the revelation of the Quran al-Kareem, and also discusses the excellence of the night of power compared to all the other days and nights and months. لنزول الملائكة وجبريل فيها, because the angels descended as did Jibril in this night, بأنوار, with lights, وأفضال, and fadl, yani bounty, والبركات, and blessings, wal khairat, and great and khair, goodnesses. If the word is goodness is plural. Ala ibadillahi mu'minin salihin, upon the servants of Allah, which one is the pious believers, min ladan arhamur rahimin, from the presence of the most merciful of the merciful, alladhi yufidu biha ala mayasha, and it will descend upon, or it will faith, yani it will touch and bless upon whoever he wishes. So what is the meaning of a revelation of the Quran in Laylat al-Qadr? معنى نزول القرآن في ليلة القدر مع العلم بأنه نزل منجما مقسطا على مدى 23 سنة. What is the meaning of the revelation of the Quran in the night of power? Excuse me. Bearing in mind, knowing that the revelation has occurred in piecemeal, in bits, in section by section, during the duration of 23 years. أنه ابتداء إنزاله للقدر, meaning that it started its revelation on the night of power. لأن بعثة النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم كانت في رمضان, because the Prophet عليه الصلاة والسلام was sent, as in proclamation was made of prophethood during Ramadan. وذلك لأن الله تعالى قال في هذه السورة, that is because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in this surah, Inna anzalna fi Laylat al-Qadr, indeed we have revealed it in the night of power. وقال في سورة الدخان, and he mentions in Surah Dukhan, Hamim wal Kitab al-Mubin, yani by the Mubin, the clear book. Inna anzalnahu fi Laylat mubarakatin, indeed we have revealed it on a blessed night. Inna kunna munzirin فيها يفرق كل أمر حكيم أمرا من عندنا إنا كنا مرسلين رحمة من ربك إنه هو السميع العليم. وأما قوله تعالى في سورة البقرة, and also as for his statement in Surah al-Baqarah, يعني Allah's statement in Surah al-Baqarah, شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان, that the month of Ramadan is that in which the Quran was revealed as a guidance for the people and as proofs from the guidance and the criterion. فمعناه, so its meaning is أنه ابتداء نزول القرآن في شهر رمضان المبارك, that the initiation of the revelation of the Quran occurred in the month of the blessed Ramadan. وأما آية الأنفال, as for the verse in Surah Al-Anfal, وما أنزلنا على عبدنا يوم الفرقان يوم التقى الجمعان, and that which we revealed upon our slave on the day of the criterion, on the day when the two parties met. فلا تعني تحديد موعد النزول. So this is not meaning by this the renewing of the promising of the revelation of the Quran. وإنما تذكر المؤمنين بما أنزل على محمد. It is there to remind the believers of the revelation of بما أنزل على, of that which is being, or unzila, by that which is being revealed upon Muhammad صلى الله عليه وسلم يوم بدر, on the night of on the day of Badr, في السابع عشرة, on the 17th in Ramadan, من الآيات المتعلقة بأحكام القتال, which is specific to the verses which are associated with the rules of battle, والملائكة, and the angels, والنصر, and the help, yani the help from the ghaib which was given to the Prophet عليه الصلاة والسلام. وسمي يوم بدر يوم الفرقان, and the reason why يوم البدر is called يوم الفرقان لأنه فرق فيه بين الحق والباطل. So as for the naming of the day of Badr as the day of the criterion, is because it established a criterion in order to differentiate between haq and batil. So we have the verse, I don't know how long this is. It's quite long actually. So we have the إِنَّا أَنزَلْنَاهُ فِي لَيْلَةِ الْقَدْرِ وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا لَيْلَةُ الْقَدْرِ لَيْلَةُ الْقَدْرِ خَيْرٌ مِنْ أَلْفِ الشَّهْرِ تَنَزَّلُ الْمَلَائِكَةُ وَالرُّوحُ فِيهَا بِإِذْنِ رَبِّهِمْ مِنْ كُلِّ أَمْرٍ سَلَامٌ هِيَ حَتَّى مَطْلَعِ الْفَجْرِ. So let me get on to a little bit of the technicalities. So Imam Tirmizi rahimahullah ta'ala and Imam Hakim ibn Harir narrate, they do takhrij, yani they transmit a hadith from Al-Hasan ibn Ali, Anna Laylatul Qadr, that Laylatul Qadr is khayrun min alf shahr, is better than 1,000 months. ونزول سورته بسبب ما سآه من حكم بني أمية الذي دام 1000 شهر ولكنه حديث غريب ومنكر جدا. That's mostly considered as a غريب حديث. وأخرج ابن أبي حاتم والواحدي عن مجاهد أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم ذكر رجلا من بني إسرائيل لبس الصلاح في سبيل الله 1000 شهر. So it mentions there's a hadith which has been transmitted by Ibn Abi Hatim and also Imam Wahidi from Mujahid, in that the Prophet ﷺ mentioned a man from Bani Israel who wore armor and fought in the path of Allah for 1,000 months. فَعَجِبَ الْمُسْلِمُونَ مِنْ ذَلِكَ. So the Muslims were quite astonished at this. They were quite surprised at this. Okay, they were quite shocked at this. فأنزل الله, so Allah will reveal إنا أنزلناه في ليلة القدر وما أدراك ما ليلة القدر ليلة القدر خير من 1000 شهر التي لبس ذلك الرجل صلاح فيها في سبيل الله. So this verse was revealed. As for this following part, it mentions that Ibn Jarir has also transmitted a hadith from Mujahid in which he says كان في بني إسرائيل رجل يقوم الليل حتى يصبح ثم يجاهد العدوى بالنهار حتى يمسي فما ذلك 1000 شهر فأنزل الله. That there was a man from Bani Israel and he used to stand during the day until the he used to stand during the night in worship until the morning. Then he would go make jihad against the enemy during the day until it became evening, and then in the evening he would stand, and he repeatedly did this فعمل ذلك 1000 شهر for 1,000 months. فأنزل الله, so Allah will reveal ليلة القدر خير من 1000 شهر عملها ذلك الرجل. So now some little bit of explanation. So let's go. I'm going to skip a little bit, obviously, because there's quite a lot of explanation and we're going to be here for a long day, mashallah. So let's go on to the ta'yinu laylatul qadr. When is the night of power? الذي عليه أكثر العلماء أنها ليلة 27 من رمضان. As for the majority of the ulama, they are of the view that the night is of the 27th night of Ramadan. كل عام, every year. Why? لحديث زر بن حبيش الذي أخرجه مسلم والترمذي. Due to the narration that has been narrated by زر بن حبيش, which Imam Muslim and Imam Tirmizi have recorded it. وقال, and then he has said, يعني Imam Tirmidhi, حديث حسن صحيح. قال قلت لأبي بن كعب إن أخاك عبد الله بن مسعود يقول من يقوم حول يصيب ليلة القدر. Then it mentions that I asked Ubay ibn Ka'b that your brother Abdullah ibn Masud says that if you stand for the whole night, if you stand for the whole year, then you will catch Laylatul Qadr. فقال يغفر الله لأبي عبد الرحمن, may Allah forgive Abu Abd al-Rahman, لقد علم أنها في الأشهر الأواخر من رمضان. Surely he knows that it is in the last 10 days of Ramadan. وأنها ليلة 27, and in fact it is on the 27th night. ولكنه أراد ألا يتكل الناس. However, he did said this, that you should stand the whole night, the whole year in every night seek it. The reason why he said that is so that people don't rely just on the 27th night. ثم حلف لا يستثني أنها ليلة 27. قال قلت بأي شيء تقول ذلك يا أبا المنذر. Why do you say this? He says that it's the 27th. He says بالآية التي أخبرنا بها رسول الله, because of the signs that which the Prophet ﷺ informed us regarding it, or بالعلامات, or by the things that we should look out for. أن الشمس تطلع يومئذ لا شعاع لها, that the sun will rise in the morning and it will have no rays. Okay, it will not have no rays like a beam coming from it. So it'll just be like, the sun will be localized just within the disk. والجمهور على أن هذه الليلة باقية في كل عام ومحتسة برمضان. And the majority say that this night will remain in every year and is specific with Ramadan. So that tends to be the discussion with regards to Laylatul Qadr. Hence the reason why some say that it will be found throughout the year as well. So we'll give another 30 seconds or so if there's any other questions, inshallah. Revising hifz, one person reciting each ayah. I'm not sure what that means. Revising hifz. So somebody's revising their hifz, and one person is reciting each ayah. If you could just explain that, I'm not sure what that means. Okay, whilst we're getting that answer, I think inshallah we can finish off today. So just do please bear in mind the new time of 7:30. So 7:30 is the new time for the time being. As the iftar time pushes further, it gets later, then obviously we're going to push that time back later still. But for now it's going to be like that. And as I said, because a group of people, each person recites one ayah from memory. I don't see the benefit of this. Why would people be, it's better for two people to be memorizing the Quran. One person who's the memorizer will recite it, and the other person will be the checker, basically. Yeah, why would a group of people come together to do this? It just seems a really strange thing to do. It's better if two people, one person is the reciter who's reciting from memory, and the other person is checking in a mushaf to make sure that they've got it correct, and that's it. There's no need to kind of a group of people to come together, because it defeats the kind of object, really. People start getting distracted about what it is that they're actually doing, and then people start talking, whatever. So it's always good two people study together. One is the reciter and the other one is the checker, and then they can swap over. The other one can be the reciter and the other one can be the checker, assuming that both are memorizing the Quran, inshallah. So if that is that, then I will seek your leave. We were just about to seek our leave, but we just got somebody jumped on, so let's just wait a little bit. It's okay. Fire away, sister. Ask the question, inshallah. I can wait. Is there a question coming, sister? I'm just gonna do this to push it up, because I can't see the question. Okay. Is the reward for Tarawih for women praying at home? Okay. If you retract the question, sister, how am I supposed to read it? Just about to read it, and then you deleted it. So if you can put the question back up. Well, it looks like I think the question's coming or going. I don't know. So inshallah, if that's it, then we can stop for today, unless the question props itself up. And as I said, same time now, 7:30 is our new time. That will be at least for the coming week. And sorry, my app is glitchy. I'll ask tomorrow. No, it's okay. Ask. I can wait, sister. Don't worry about it. I saw it, but then it disappeared. It said something about Tarawih, and I never got as far as that. So yeah, fire away. I can hold on. It's okay. I have time, inshallah. I think something about Tarawih at home or something. I managed to catch that bit, and then it disappeared. Unless somebody else saw it, then they could type it in. There you go. So now don't press anything. I'm only pressing this so that it can move it up a little bit. There you go. So assalamu alaikum wa alaikum salam. Is the reward for women praying Tarawih at home the same as praying at the masjid? Praying Tarawih at home for women, there is more reward. Okay, because according to the Ahnaf, the prayer place for a woman is the home. The prayer place for the masjid, prayer place for men is the masjid. So a woman will actually get more reward praying at home than she will get praying in the masjid. Okay, reason being is that there was a, without going into too much detail now, with regards to prayer, women used to pray in the time of the Prophet ﷺ in the masjid. But when they used to pray, there was a good system that people used to obey by. So what you would have, for example, is the women would pray at the back and the men would pray at the front. And the Prophet ﷺ would say that the worst saf for men is the one at the back, and the worst saf for women is the one at the front, because that's where the two genders could potentially intermingle. And what would also happen is that the women would leave the masjid before the men would leave the masjid. And they were only permitted to sort of attend, Fajr prayers and the night prayers as such, so that they would never be seen anyway. But when the Prophet ﷺ passed, then obviously issues started to come up of potential intermingling. And hence the reason Aisha herself says that if the Prophet ﷺ was around, he would not permit women to go to the masjid, for the very reason now of the situations which are coming up. So therefore, what we find is that then you saw that Ahnaf and all the madhahib sort of saying that, it's better for women to pray at home rather than praying in the masjid. So therefore, you see that Ahnaf are very particular about women praying in the masjid rather than praying at home. Barakallah fiqh, sister, no problem, inshallah. So as I said, tomorrow, inshallah, 7:30 is our new time. And what I'll do, because obviously when I jump on, it's a little bit slow at the beginning because people are either still finishing their iftar off or I don't know what they're doing. So I will start with a theme and then I'll move on to that. And the only reason I've struggled with the theme last couple of days is because I've been pretty busy. And it's very difficult to, finish things off and jump on. But inshallah, let me persevere with our fiqh hour for as long as I possibly can. Might be a little bit of a challenge in the last 10 days, but let's see what happens, inshallah. My niyyah is that I keep going. But because I deliver on Sundays at Masjid al-Hidayah, which is quite far from my house, it's quite a trek to get back as well. So, and obviously Wednesdays and Fridays at Masjid Bilal, which is not too far, but traffic tends to be a bit busy at that time. So those 3 days, it gets a little bit difficult. As I said, also Sundays, my daughter comes over as well, spends the day with us. So it's I get dragged in a lot of different directions. But khair, inshallah, let's see how much we can keep this going, inshallah. Wa akhiru da'wana and alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I would say take advantage of it whilst it's here. That's what I would say, because when it does disappear for a while, then it might be I might not be able to do this all the time as well, especially after Ramadan. So whatever questions you have, write them all down, get them out your system, and inshallah, whilst I'm doing this fiqh, I can deal with those. Till tomorrow, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.